right, man.
All right, welcome to the Eric J. the Great podcast show. We got a special guest on the show today, music artist Ciresi. How you doing?
Good, baby. How you living?
I'm doing all right. For anybody out there that haven't heard his music, we're gonna start off by playing one of his songs, and then we'll get into the interview.
That's why it's called loving. Yeah. I know I need to change. That's why it's fuck loving. I've been right back clubbing, just like it's nothing. Fuck a bitch, I'm never cuffing, cause weed I'm puffing. I get high and don't feel nothing. I know I need to change, but I'm so stuck in my ways, yeah. Fuck loving. I've been right back clubbing, just like it's nothing. Fuck a bitch, I'm never cuffing, cause weed I'm puffing. I get high and don't feel nothing. I know I need to change, but I'm so stuck in my ways, yeah. I know I need to change, but I won't. I made promises that I could fix my pain, but I don't. I'm so tired of the struggle, it feels like I lost all hope. I keep drowning in my thoughts, but I'm just trying to stay afloat. Can you save me? I'm so attracted to toxic ass women, I always love what's bad for me. Mama been watching me struggle to thrive, she says it makes her sad for me. I had a dream that I would provide, and one day we'd live lavishly. I gave my all, they left me behind, and never once did they look back. That's why it's fuck loving. I've been right back clubbing, just like it's nothing. Fuck a bitch, I'm never cuffing, cause weed I'm puffing. I get high and don't feel nothing. I know I need to change, but I'm so stuck in my ways, yeah. Fuck loving. I've been right back clubbing, just like it's nothing. Fuck a bitch, I'm never cuffing, cause weed I'm puffing. I get high and don't feel nothing. I know I need to change, but I'm so stuck in my ways, yeah.
Yeah, man, I like that.
Love, man. I appreciate it.
So, first off, man, tell the people where you from and how old are you?
Yeah, man. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky, home of Ali the Greatest. I'm 27 years old.
Okay. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear Louisville?
For me, I used to be an amateur boxer myself, and boxing was a big passion of mine before I really fell in love with the music. So it's always Muhammad Ali, man. Always.
Okay. So for anybody that never been to Louisville before, man, just describe the city and some of the obstacles and circumstances you had to go through growing up as a kid here.
I think Louisville's a pretty unique place. I haven't did a whole lot of traveling, but from what I've seen, it's a very diverse city. You kind of being in Kentucky, we're familiar with that rural feel, but we also are like kind of like have a big city vibe. You know what I mean? Some of the obstacles that I faced, growing up, my father was kind of in and out the streets. My mother was disabled, so we was on Section 8. You know what I mean? So um, really just bouncing around, man, trying to survive, bro. It was a lot of survival. Wasn't a lot of love growing up. You know what I mean? And kind of continued as into a young adult. I had my first child at 18, so still in high school. You know what I mean? So it just seems like just being facing struggle after struggle, man. But I'm blessed and highly favored. We still here. We still doing it.
Absolutely. So how many siblings do you have?
Yeah. So I got three. I got two older brothers and a younger sister. But my younger sister, we're the only full blooded siblings.
Okay. So so both of your parents, was your mom around for the most part, or both of your parents was in and out?
Yeah, so my father wasn't really around, man. He ended up passing away my freshman year. My mom was there, you know what I'm saying, the best she could be. Like I said, she was disabled. Also been fighting illness her whole life, bro. So honestly, a lot of it was just me going to get it where she couldn't. I don't glorify any of the things that I used to do. But again, bro, survival, you know what I mean? So I had to do what I had to do to make sure that my sister and I were straight.
Absolutely, I could feel that. So, what type of activities you was into as a kid? I know you say you used to box. What did you play?
Yeah.
Sports or anything
Um,
like that?
yeah, so I played baseball most of my life. But as a young knucklehead, man, I ended up trying to fight my baseball coach like a big idiot, bro. So
got kicked off the team. I was actually really raw at baseball. And around that time is when I found music, you know what I mean? And amongst other things, was just kind of running the streets and trying to dip into music, you know what I mean? At that time, people would look at you crazy, bro. Like sophomore year in high school, I remember like dropping my first song, bro, and like everybody cutting up and making fun of it, you know what I'm saying? And it's funny now, those same people, you know, they're the first ones to comment success stories when I'm doing shit that they proud of now, you know.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So as far as your immediate family and anybody in your close circle, did you have anybody around you in the music business, or were you the first one to go down that route?
Yeah. Yeah, first one to go down that route, man. I had a good friend of mine, Woody Six Spitter. She served like 9, 10 years, you know what I'm saying? So like right as I started getting into music, she was already into it, a bit older than I am. But she got locked up right when I started, bro. So it was really just me trying to do it by myself.
Okay, absolutely. So what would you say if you had to pick a moment,
Mhm.
what would you say really led you to doing music?
Oh, that's tough, man. I feel like honestly, bro, like as far back as I can remember, I mean, all the way back to like my third grade talent show. I did a freestyle for our talent show. I remember I had like one of my little homies in class beating on the desk for me, dropping a beat, and I was rapping. Bro, music's always been a part of my life. You know, growing up, like I said, man, my dad, you know, was fighting his demons. It was a little domestic in the household, so I can remember just grabbing my little CD player, bro, throwing my headphones on to stop the screaming, bro. You know what I mean? Just so I could get away. Music was always my escape. So
Okay. So who were some of your favorite music artists growing up who you like listening to?
Ludacris, Ludacris, bro. He's I remember that Chicken and Beer album like it was yesterday, bro. I've always been a big Luda fan. So I would say Luda, um, Andre 3000, Nas, of course, Lil Wayne. That's probably I would say that's probably most of my influence at a young age.
Okay. Where did you get your artist name from?
So my artist name is just my last name. Ciresi is my last name. So
Okay. So take me back to the time when you went to a studio, recording studio for the first time. Was it
yeah,
not kind of easy for you to catch on, or was it like a rough patch at first?
man, it was a rough patch. Honestly, I feel like you know, I've been really making music now for like 4 years. Most of that has been off and on, you know, dealing with life as a single father and stuff like that. But the first time I went, I was I don't know, maybe 19, 18, 19. It's like a basement studio in Portland here in Louisville. Just homegrown studio, bro. Like booth was a closet. And I remember there's two old heads there, man. And they really kind of shaped the music I was making at the time. Like my music I was trying to make had a lot of bounce. And they're like, nah, man, like you need to be more lyrical. So like I completely let go of what I was doing, followed their path. And it wasn't until I would say the last 12 months that I got out of that rough patch of trying to make music that other people liked and just doing what felt good to me.
Okay. So as far as your recording process, are you more of a writer or a freestyler, or is it like a mixture of both?
It's a mixture of both. So you know, my recording process is usually written. My writing process, typically what I'll do, I feel like to me, this might sound weird to most people, but like when I hear a beat, the beat has the story already. The beat's telling me what to say. And I just follow that path. You know what I mean? The beat speaks to me. So as I turn the beat on, man, like I said, it'll kind of tell me like it's immediate, bro. The words just immediately flood and start flowing. So I'll typically record myself on my phone, and then I go back, listen to it, find the bars that I was like, oh, that's hard, right? Like find the path, and then I'll fine tune and write on top of that.
Okay. So if you had to pick a moment, when would you say you had the confidence to pursue music?
I would say when I threw my first show last year with my boy T.O. We threw a show at High Horse. And man, when I got out there, bro, and like first of all, like sold like 130 tickets or something for our first show, which is dope. Um, but man, like I got out there and started performing Never Cuffin', which is the only song I have released right now. And like half of the crowd is singing that back to me. And
Hmm.
like the moment, like, bro, it was just so surreal, man. Like having people like I expected nobody to know my song. You know what I mean? Like I didn't expect any of that. So it was at that moment it clicked, and I was like, man, like I love this, bro. Like it was just a dope feeling.
Absolutely. So you're currently independent right now, right?
Absolutely, yes, sir.
Would you sign to a major if it made sense, or were you just currently just gonna do the independent thing?
Man, that's tough. So I got flown out without saying won't name drop or nothing like that, but I got flown out to LA last year to talk with a management company. And they had ties to a record label. And I'll be honest, man, like it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I think that I would sign if I could keep a lot of my own personality and a lot of my own like creative control. I think I would have no issue working with a label. But I really want to be able to be myself, authentically be myself. I don't really want to fit somebody else's mold or who they think will sell better. I just want to be me. You know what I mean? Like the people that are for my music will find my music. Like I ain't worried about meeting markets. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely, I can feel that. So as far as your recording process now, like how often are you going to the studio and record?
So honestly, bro, like right now, I'll be lucky to get in there once every few months. Like I said, man, I'm a single dad, so just trying to juggle life right now. You know what I mean? So yeah, I would say maybe once every 2-3 months if I can.
Okay. So I know you just spoke recently on the show. Have you done any other shows?
Yeah, so since then I did, man. My boy King Doe, he was throwing the Fat Boy Fridays. So I would always pop out and perform and show love, man. What he was doing for the city was real dope. What he was doing for the local like community was real dope. Really created a platform for local artists to highlight their music and get out and network. But outside of that, nah, man, haven't really been doing any shows. Just kind of been a student more than anything right now. Just trying to learn myself, my process, the game itself. You know what I mean?
Mm, absolutely, I can feel that. So as far as for anybody that ain't never been to Louisville, just describe the music scene in Louisville as far as local artists and
Yeah,
probably for a lot of people collab with each other, or do people just do
yeah.
their
So I think at an early stage, a lot of people will collab with each other. I think that there is a lot left to be desired by the music scene here, bro. I really do think that we could lean on each other more. It does seem a bit solo, but you got people like Trap King Kai and his group. They're really breaking out and making a movement. Bro, they're so honestly. I feel like as far as Louisville comes as a music city, I feel like we can compete with the Atlantas and the Los Angeleses and the like, bro, there's so much talent, not even just hip hop, man. Like, my boy Blaze Grudy's nasty with the instruments, bro. Like, I know so many incredibly talented people. And I think that, thanks to people like ESTG and Jack Harlow, the city's really starting to get eyes on it. And a lot of these artists are getting noticed, man. Boss Marino. I mean, the list, it doesn't stop, bro. There's so much talent here. So like I said, I think there's a lot left to be desired, but I think that eventually we will grow into a more tight knit community. Right now, it's every man for himself, though it seems.
Absolutely, I've been saying that for probably about the last 6 months. I always said that Louisville has just as much talent as Atlanta's, but it's a lot of street politics that get
Yeah,
involved in the music business that prevent people from working with each other, even though
absolutely,
they
man.
might not personally have a problem with each other, but it's just like giving or where they from, or they stay on a
Uh,
certain side of town that keep them from doing music with each other. So it's kind of like messed up.
yeah, it's tragic, man. I think I would like to see things change, bro. Like I said, there's so many talented people, and oftentimes, man, we let our environment stop us from getting where we're meant to be. You know what I'm saying? So I think if a lot of people could look past the things that been ingrained into us from a young age, especially out of survival, and really start to grow, bro, like it's a lot of beautiful blessings on board for a lot of people here, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So right, as far as this is just kind of a general question.
Yeah.
So, as far as music artists in general, in your own opinion, do you think that music artists or in other words, rappers are being targeted? If so, why?
Ooh, man, it's tough. I guess you're like speaking more on like the celebrity deaths.
Yeah. Like just any not even just
Man.
big time rappers, not
Yeah.
and like the little babies and stuff like that, but even rappers that have made a way for themselves. They might not be on a little baby level, but people know them and they
Yeah.
making money and things like that.
Man, that's tough to say. I want to say no. I don't think that they're targeted just because they're rappers. I think a lot of times, music, for me at least, and I think for most people, it's self-expression, right? Like we make music based off of the things that we know, based off of our realities. Most of us, there's a lot of rappers who cap out there, but so I think that it's tough when you got somebody who came up in an environment, um, like I said, out of survival, and then that's what they speak about. I think it makes it easier for them to be targeted, right? If we're talking from a law standpoint, and if we're talking from like I said, like the celebrity deaths, um, I think of pride, bro. I think pride gets in the way of a lot of things, and it's like, I mean, even now outside of that, bro, it's just people's egos be way too big for their body, bro. And nobody can take an L, and they be ready to kill about it. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's targeted because they're artists. I just think that when you have a spotlight on you, you have to be more careful about how you move. And people get so caught up in the mix, they make themselves targets.
Absolutely, I can agree with that. So as far as collabs, man, like who have you worked with so far, and
Yeah.
list some people that you want to work with in the future?
Ooh, all right. Oh, man, bro, that list is huge. All right. So as far as features go, I've did songs where some of the most notable would be like One Take Timmy. Got a song One Take Timmy that I'll probably never release. I was just making completely different music, man. I was making music for the person I was and not who I wanted to be. It's not really the image that I want to put out there, A lot of gun bars and street talk, and that's all stuff that I want to put behind me. You know what I mean? It's not really what I want to put into the world. So, but I, did a song One Take Timmy. Again, I got songs with Woody, Scola 502. If you haven't looked him up, DZ, Devin, I'm DZ Fireman. I got some features out there, but again, none of them are released and none of them will be. As far as future features, I would say I would love to work with Bryce Vine. Man, it's hard to say, bro. Kid Cudi, I would love to work with Kid Cudi. The Kid Leroy. Like I said, the list can go on, man. There's so many people who influence me on a daily.
Who are some local artists that you would do some music with?
Locally, I would love to work with. Man, that's tough. I'll say this. I feel like my new style, the music that I make is quite different from really anybody that I know locally. I don't think that there's so many people who are very talented. Like, I don't think it's anything against anybody else, but I don't really think there's any local artists that I really want to work with per se. I think that our styles would probably clash more than they would work together.
Okay, yeah, that's understandable. So for all your followers out there, man, list of things you like doing in your spare time when you're not doing music.
Yeah, man. So outside of music, I just really spend a lot of time with my kids, bro. I'm not one of the artists who are like all in or bust. So I do have a full-time career, bro. Like, I'm a district manager with a large payroll company. Very blessed. I work my ass off to get this position, bro. And now that I got it, I put a lot of time into that. Just trying to make sure my kids are straight. Like, I can't put it all in on music. You know what I mean? Like, I know most people be like, scared money don't make money, but I don't take chances about my babies. You know what I mean? So we got to make sure they're straight. So do a lot of that. I still work out a lot. Still into boxing a little bit. I try to go box and spar every now and then, but most of my time is really spent with my children and my girl, man.
That's understandable. So what are your short and long term goals? What do you want to accomplish?
Yeah. So my short term goals right now, I'm working on a 4-track EP. I have 3 or 4 songs recorded already. Got to record that fourth. I would like to have that dropped by, I would say, hopefully dropped in all the music videos and everything shot by November. Would like to have that released going into next year. Long term, obviously music related, man, I would love to be a full-time artist. More than anything, I would love to be a writer. I don't know that I really want to be famous, to be honest, man. I don't know that that's you know, you and I actually had a conversation about that privately, and just a lot that comes with the spotlight. You know, I think I would really love to have a career in music and not be in the spotlight. So I think my long-term goal right now is just figure out who I am and what I want, bro, and manifest whatever that is.
Okay. Yeah, I can feel that. So as far as 2023, man, you know, you say you got the EP coming.
Yeah.
You got anything else off the top of your head that you got coming for 2023?
Yeah, so I'm going back out to LA at the end of this month actually. Doing a lot of networking. Hopefully supposed to be recording at Sony. And recording a couple other places. I gotta connect out there. So just kind of get out there and network and work, man. Like I said, I got the EP coming. I'm looking into throwing some shows. So hopefully I'm looking to 2 shows this year. But outside of that, man, it's really just find myself and perfect my craft, man. Figure out who I am and what I do.
Absolutely. How do you want people to perceive you?
Man, I would like to think that people would perceive me as a positive person, as a positive influence, as a role model. I think that there's enough negative influences out there in the world, especially in the entertainment industry. And as somebody who had no role models, who had to bump his head every time to learn every lesson, I would love to be able to say, like, you know what I mean, that I made a difference. You know what I mean, a positive impact in the community.
Absolutely, man. So give me your Mount Rushmore. Give me your top 5 most influential
Man,
people.
bro, hey,
It doesn't have to be famous people. It could be family members or whoever. Top 5 influential people to you.
all right. Number one, gotta be has to be Juice World. Number 2, I would go J. Cole. Um, you know, number 3, actually, surprisingly. So I went to my first concert recently. It was a Bryce Vine concert. And before that concert was when we were talking. I told you, like, man, I think I'm giving up on the music, bro. Like, I just don't have the same love for it. I've never been to a concert before. Man, bro, the energy he brought to the stage, bro, it got me right back in love with music, dog. So he's got to be my number 3. Outside of that, I would say it's hard to say my Mount Rushmore, man. Devin, I'm Deezy, Slim Doja at 400 Recording, Scola 502. Those guys are all local cats who really have had their hands on my music and influenced me in a way that nobody else had, bro. Like really, really pushed me in my music and pushed my dreams and believed in me, bro. Like even when I didn't believe in myself. So I would probably have to lock it there.
Okay. So as far as closing remarks, man, anything else you want to let the people know that you got going on, and let people know how to keep up with you on social media and things like that?
Yeah, man. So you can find me, like I said, my name's Ciresi. You can find me on any platform, Ciresi. You know what I mean? And honestly, I love the fans, bro. I do love the fans. But I would encourage anybody who's looking to get into music and has any questions or really wants some guidance. I encourage y'all to reach out to me the most. You know what I mean? Like it's at the end of the day, it's about the fans. But like I said, if I could have a positive impact on somebody else instead of just being somebody that people admire for what he does, I'd rather be admired for what I can offer. You know what I mean? So I encourage anybody, man. Y'all have any questions, looking to get into music yourself, hit me anytime, man. I'm always available on IG, always available on TikTok. So feel free to hit me there.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you coming on the show, man. You know,
Thanks for
anytime
having me.
you want to come on, man, you can hit me anytime.
Yeah.
Just been beating this message into people's heads here recently, but I was been saying on the last couple episodes, you know, we have to normalize supporting the people that we can physically touch. I think we get
Yeah.
caught up into the social media thing of supporting the big stars, which ain't nothing wrong with that, but
Yeah.
you're not gonna see the little babies or the Drakes
I
in
mean,
your neighborhood Kroger. You know what
I
I'm saying?
swear, bro.
You're gonna never see them walk through them doors. So we got to support the people that you can physically touch, the people you see, you know, might be seeing them at Valvoline getting their oil change or wherever you see them around in the city. Just support people, you know, because you know you'll never want to be that person, even though you might not be in their inner circle. You know what I'm saying? But you don't ever want to be that person, you know, if that person blows up, and then you'll be like, dang, man, I see this dude.
Yeah, swear. And more than anything, bro, like I'm a big advocate for mental health. You know what I mean? I went through quite a hard time, bro, and I've survived. Honestly, bro, like can't believe I'm gonna put this out there, but I survived suicide attempts myself, bro. I'm blessed to be here. You just never know what the small amount of support can do for somebody who's on the edge and nobody knows. So I highly encourage everybody, bro. Just spread love. You know what I mean? It's enough hate in the world right now. Spread love, bro. If you can like, a share, a simple comment, encouraging comment can go a long way in somebody's life. So, you know, if you can take the time to tell the baby, little baby, whoever, happy birthday on Instagram, why can't you do the same thing for that local artist that you scroll past every post? You feel me? So, you know what I mean? Just spread love, spread positivity.
Absolutely. That was a main reason I started a podcast. You know, went through a lot of mental health stuff in the military, losing my best friend in Afghanistan, going through a deep depression. I was just selected here recently to be a co-author in a book. And
Awesome.
wrote, and all of us, me and the other authors, are all writing a chapter or piece on overcoming mental health experiences and how we overcame it. And me personally, I wrote about how I went through a deep depression, having my best friend killed right beside me in Afghanistan, and then a month later having to speak at his funeral with his parents and things like that. And then I overcame that deep depression I was in while going, you know, through a divorce and things like that. So
Man.
I know that that's supposed to come out in a couple months, but I know that's will help a lot of people. And you know, just the whole military grind itself is real hard on your mental. And I know behavioral health helped me out a lot, you know, going to speak, build a relationship with my counselor that I spoke to every week for 2 years straight. And that helped me a lot when I was in a dark space.
Hey, bro. And you know, one thing I'll say about you, man, like I met you, I don't even remember when we was on set for that movie, but you know, just the growth that you've had. Huh?
It was back in October.
Yeah. So like I mean, bro, that's not even just in that short amount of time, bro, the amount of growth that you've had, bro. Like I think it really speaks to your character, man. Like you've kept your head down, you've networked hard, you've worked hard. Like to be in the stage that you are and to be working with the artists that you're working with is highly impressive, bro. And honestly, I love to see it. You know, I've told you many times, bro, like I'm super proud of you, man. I'm super inspired by you, dog. Like honestly. And to hear you speak on your mental health and what you've been through openly, I think that as men, a lot of us don't feel like we're allowed to be vulnerable, where we can't talk about what we go through. We got to be strong. You know what I'm saying? Like people look down on us if we're weak. But you know, handling your emotions don't make you weak as a man, bro. So I want to say that I highly admire you for speaking out on that too. You know what I mean? As a man and being vulnerable, bro. I think that if more of us with a platform can do that, we could really change a lot of things for the way that men in general handle their mental health, bro. I think you have a huge opportunity to make an impact, bro, and I believe you will, bro. So super proud of you, man, and I'm honored to be on the show with you.
Well, absolutely, man. I appreciate that. I know I was talking to my friend the other day, and I was just like, past couple of days when I made a couple posts and stuff like that. And I've been having people I either went to high school with that I ain't talked to probably in like 10. Well, I've been out of high school for about almost 11 years now, or just people I met in the military, like a lot of people from the military that I served with been reaching out to me and been like, man, it's kind of, I want to say give you kind of goosebumps because it's like, dang, I probably over the last 3 weeks, I don't got over like 40 messages of people reaching out to me either on Instagram or Facebook saying how much of an inspiration I am. Then I just have to sit back and think. I'm like, I ain't ever think I would be getting messages like that. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I was like, you know, but I had to think about it because I was like, you know, I was telling them in the military, when people get within 1 year of them getting out, that's like a year where people renew their contracts and stuff in the military. So when you got like a year or less, a lot of leaders in the military try to get soldiers to stay in, and they try to like make it seem like there's nothing else they could do besides the military. So like, you know, and a lot of people remember the last year I was in the military before I got out, and I was talking about all these goals and stuff like that. And then, you know, they were reminding me of that, just saying, man, I remember, you know, your last 6 months in the military, you was talking about this, and that, and then now you doing everything you said you was gonna do. You know, it says gives us hope that, you know, that we, you know, plan and, you know, decide to get out and things like that. We can go with our move and do what you're doing.
Yeah, bro. Nah, it's dope, bro. It's like I said, man, you've inspired me, bro, and I've been a supporter since the day I met. So again, dog, I really can't wait to see how your platform continues to grow, and I think that you'll make a big difference in a lot of lives, bro.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think I'm one big interview away. I think either it's gonna be one I got in the clip or whatever comes in the future.
Yeah,
I think that Fruit with Ricky Ross interview is gonna be big when I drop it. But because once I get that one big interview that goes viral, even though I don't have some big interviews in the past, but just one that surpassed those, then that will open up the doors for like sponsorships
yeah.
or those big companies that be signing podcasters to deals and things like
Mhm.
that start coming about. So
It's coming, bro. I'm telling you, it's in your future. Just keep your head down, keep grinding, bro. You're doing the right things.
yeah, absolutely, man. Plus, I was just when I was at the radio show a month ago, I was telling him, you know, one of the guys at the radio station, I was telling him, I was like, you know, if you think of every city as far as music, everybody has their own personal blog
Hmm.
or podcaster that besides the radio station that people's tapped in with in the city and stuff like that. And I was like, Louisville don't really have that. If you think of like Chicago, Atlanta,
Yeah,
Miami, or any other city, Louisiana, all of them got that one or two people that everybody tap in with, whether they be locally or big artists. When they come to the city, they know about this person. Oh, we need to go talk to him while we're here if they're doing a show or something like that. So I was like, you know, I wanted to become more of like a say cheese type of platform here, but in my own style, because I know a lot of those platforms like to entertain drama and stuff like that.
yeah,
I don't
man.
really like getting into drama like that, but you know, if somebody just happened to bring up something and I'm talking to them, I can't help that. But I'm not going to base my platform around that. You know.
Yeah, nah, facts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough, man. Like, you just it's hard to say what the future holds, like you have an idea of what you want to be and what you want to do, but sometimes, as you continue and your opinions change. So like there's no telling, what your platform might shape into. But I do think you're right though. I think that there's a wide open lane and there's an empty throne for you, bro. Like it's yours for the taking. Like there's nobody doing this for real. You know what I'm saying? So shit, you might as well take it yourself, bro.
Yeah, because everybody that's like been here their whole lives, they've been saying like, man, there's been plenty of people here with podcasts, but they ain't never got to the level that you got to. Like
Yeah,
ain't nobody got the type of people that you got, and all the stuff happened authentically. Like I ain't had to pay nobody. The only person I paid was
yeah.
Freeway Ricky Ross was the only person I paid. Everybody else did it for free.
Mm-hmm. That's dope, bro. Yeah, like I said, man, I think you onto something, bro. Just keep pushing. I mean, at one point in time, bro, like before the ESTG and Jack Harlow, like the last artist we had pop was like Static artist, was like Static Major. You know what I'm saying? Who went to my high school, by the way. Shout out. But yeah, bro. So like again, I think that there's so much opportunity here in the city, bro. And like it's really starting to turn into a music city. Like we're on the way, bro. So I can't wait to see what the future holds for all of us, for real.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Louisville got the same capabilities as any other city, whether they be music artists, media people, or just in general, you just have to get that one run to shed light on it. You know,
Yeah,
every city has a run. Whether back in the '90s, LA had their runs with the Death Row,
yeah,
Tupac era, and then New York had they runs with the Jay-Z's, the Biggies, and all them Nas, all them when they came out of Atlanta, been having they run for a while now. Texas, And but you know, Louisville ain't really had a run yet. I mean, you know,
We on the way.
starting a mini run with Bryson and Jack EST.
Bryce, how did I forget Bryce? He started it off.
Yeah. So, well, yeah, man. I appreciate you coming on the show, man.
Thanks for having me, my man. Appreciate it.